Eytan Shander from Mike Gill here, 97.3 ESPN, the Sports Bash. Rob, it's always a pleasure, my friend. I know that you've had a chance to talk to Carson Wentz. I know that this whole thing has been crazy with the injury just popping out of nowhere, where Doug Peterson was just like, oh, by the way, yesterday at his press conference, Carson Wentz has a back injury. The Rappaport tweet, the Schefter tweet, you there also representing the AP. What's the latest as far as Carson Wentz, maybe where he's at physically and physically and mentally as well, and also the team, with any hopes that he could return this year?
Hey, Eytan. So I was just here looking at the field, and Carson was out there today, not practicing, of course, not participating in his red jersey. What we know, and I can only report facts. I don't report speculation like a lot of people do on the social media and NFL insiders reporting. It's great for them to speculate. I can report facts. Yesterday I reported that as of yesterday, I was told by two sources that he had not even been ruled out for Sunday. Today, I'm reporting that it is true, confirming the reports of the fractured vertebrae in the back, but yet still no definitive determination. And having a fractured vertebrae in the back, it's tricky and it's different for a lot of people. For example, I'm not an NFL quarterback, Eytan, but I fractured vertebrae in my back once falling off my roof.
You're in pretty good shape, though. I mean, for people that don't know you, you're in pretty good shape. You're pretty lifted, pretty built. So,
well,
was this in a powerlifting competition or a softball game?
No, man. I fell off my roof putting up Christmas lights like a moron.
Well, here I am setting you up as like this great athlete, and that's how it happened?
That was the first time. The second time it happened, it was a head-on car accident. But both times, after going to the doctor and getting initial tests, they couldn't determine that. It took further testing and more. I remember one time they called me like a month later and said, hey, by the way, we noticed this in your back. So the fact that this is reportedly come out of nowhere, it's not accurate. He's been battling some issues for a while. A lot of offensive linemen, I'm told, may have this. You may have a fractured vertebrae. So it's different for everybody. We're not NFL quarterbacks, have to hide from sacks and escape and duck and run and throw and all that stuff. But I can say this. As of right now, today's Thursday, they still haven't made a determination on course of action or how long he'll be out. And I do think that if the Eagles were in playoff contention, it may be a little bit different than the fact that they're 6-7 and on the brink of elimination.
Well, as far as not ruling him out, how much of that is any holding on to any sense of strategy that you may have left in this game heading up to it? This is not like the start of the season against the Falcons, in which Carson Wentz hadn't been medically cleared to return and was dealing with a serious injury that we knew took longer than that time to come back. This is a guy where it was sprung out of nowhere on Wednesday by the head coach, Rob. So I wonder how much of this is them trying to walk that narrow line of, hey, we kind of had to let you know that there's an injury, but that we're not going to tell the Rams everything, even though that we're at a major disadvantage.
Yeah, it could be part of it. Could be a little bit of gamesmanship. You remember early in the season, Doug didn't want to tell anybody if he was starting or not. I think in this case, we'll know Friday, even though he's the quarterback and you like to have him on the sidelines with this back issue, if he's not going to play. Well, it probably doesn't behoove him to sit 12 hours on a West Coast flight heading to L.A. and heading back from L.A. So they might be better off leaving him at home so he can rest up. I'm not sure how they're going to go about that just yet. We'll know more tomorrow. It's an interesting situation. I hear a lot of people talking about him being injury prone. He played 16 games his rookie season. So there's that.
Well, injury prone for what? Like, what does that mean? For people that say, well, he's injury prone, meaning what? You're not going to pay him? That you're going to let him walk? That he's not going to be the quarterback here for the next 6-7 years at least? I mean, I don't understand. I feel like it's just an out for them to use when he loses or if he gets hurt again. But mobile quarterbacks get banged up. That's just the nature of it.
No doubt. And those are the conversations the knuckleheads have. Eytan, you know that. Hey, Carson Wentz is injury prone. They shouldn't re-sign him. They shouldn't bring him back. They shouldn't extend him. They shouldn't give him elite quarterback money. He's a franchise quarterback. He is an elite quarterback. He was on his way to be an MVP of the NFL last season before he suffered a major knee injury, torn ACL, torn LCL, and within a one-year calendar time period, he played 11 games, and although he wasn't at the same level he was last year, he did have some better numbers across the board. Completion percentage was up. Passer rating was up from last year. So I know it's up around the league for a lot of quarterbacks. They're putting up crazy numbers. I think people who discount him as an elite quarterback, as a franchise quarterback, are doing it prematurely and don't really understand the scope of what this guy brings to the team.
Rob Maadi, the Associated Press, joining me. Eytan Shander in for Mike Gill, the Sports Bash. Chickies and Pete's at the Trop, 97.3 ESPN. Looking at Wentz, and you brought this up a little bit in the first part of your answer about where we stand right now and confirming the back. How much do you really think, even if they win this football game, and I don't know how, and I turn to you, and I even billed you as Mr. Optimism before you came on the show here. So maybe you have some way in which you can pull this out of your hat, but I don't know. But the reality is, isn't this more about his injury than it is about where the Eagles are? So you kind of hinted at it, and I don't know if I want to challenge you on it, but I want to press you on this. If they're locked into the 4 seed, the 5th wild card right now, the only thing that's up for grabs is that 6th spot. The Eagles already have that 5th, or they have a clear shot right now at the division. Doesn't the back still trump where they are right now, and wouldn't he still sit?
It depends, Eytan, and they still haven't completed all the testing. It depends if this is an injury that only heals with rest. It depends if he can make it worse, if he can worsen it. If it's an injury that you can play with and rest after the season, all of that stuff still hasn't been determined. Like I said earlier, a lot of guys do play with different kinds of back issues. They play other positions, especially on the offensive line. So I don't think they're 100% certain yet. I know they're not 100% certain yet what the course of action will be. Now, would they put their franchise quarterback, because that's what they view him as, in jeopardy long term? Absolutely not. But if they do get word that this is something he could play with, that he could handle, because he has been playing with it. He played with it last week. This is not something that occurred in the Dallas game. They emphasized that. Yep. It wasn't a hit in the Dallas game. This is something he's been playing with. So could he continue to play with it now that it's been diagnosed and it's out there? Potentially. They're just not there yet. And I do agree with you. I think that they will end up going towards, well, hey, he is the guy. Let's rest him. Let's look to the future. We face an uphill battle. Got to win out and have all kinds of things happen. So and hey, you do have the Super Bowl MVP as the backup, the guy I want them to build a statue.
Oh, here we go.
We've been down that road before.
The Super Bowl MVP. Did you say statue? I tried to cut you off before you said statue.
Yeah. You know how I feel about that.
All right, so I'm going to play to that song right there that you've been singing for the past, months that they've won the Super Bowl. I think that they're going to move the football better. I have no doubt in my mind, actually, Rob, that the offense will be smooth. Now, again, they're going up against, the best defense or the top 2 defenses that they've played all year. But they're going to move the football, not because Nick Foles is better, not because Carson Wentz was dealing with injury, just because Nick Foles can't afford to wait. Nick Foles doesn't have the ability and escapability to have that patience in the pocket, so the ball's going to get out faster. And you know that when you have to get the ball out faster, you can't rely on the same guy every single play. So the ball will be spread out more. I don't have any doubt in my mind, Rob, that the ball will move, at least spread out a little bit more and might move a little better just because of the combination of Carson still dealing with the injury and the coaching not really catching up to that. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
I do agree. In fact, I had them getting blown out if Carson played, and now I think they have a chance at making it a closer game, and not because Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. I think we all, anyone with a clue, can look at it and recognize that Carson Wentz is the better overall quarterback. But some of the things that Nick Foles does, some of the RPOs, some of the allowing his receivers to go make a play, and the fact that this happens all the time. your teammates rally around the backup quarterback. And then just seeing it out here in the huddle in the open portion of practice when Nick's like leading that huddle and everybody's like, come on, Foles. Like they're rallying around him. Now they really are that underdog that they love, all that stuff. He could do what he did last year. His first 5 quarters in the regular season were great. The next 5 weren't as good, and then he was on fire in the playoffs. So I think he does come out and puts up some points, moves the ball a little bit better, but the Rams have so much firepower, and they're a little irritated that they lost to the Bears last week. Plus, they're playing for the number 1 seed in the NFC, so it's going to be tough for the Eagles to win this game.
All right, I've got about 45 seconds. Machado or Harper, and when?
Man, I'm going back and forth on this. I think Machado. I think Machado. If the Phillies will outbid the Yankees for Manny, that's the guy they've always wanted. That's the guy they've targeted. That's the guy you and I talked about during the All-Star break, All-Star week, or leading up to the trade deadline when we did shows together about that's the one they wanted. They failed to get him at the deadline. I think they're going to make every effort to get him right now.
Rob, I appreciate it, brother. Birds of Prey, where can people get that?
Oh, man, it's everywhere. Amazon, faithonthefieldshow.com. You can get a signed copy of it. Makes a great stocking stuffer or a Christmas gift. So it tells you all about the 2017 Super Bowl champions. And you see now how special that team was last year because they're just not as good this season.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Rob, appreciate it, brother. Great chatting with you, man. I'm sure we'll talk soon. See you soon.
Appreciate it, Eytan. Thank you.